Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the attack line for Monday, October 1st, 2012. Happy October to everybody. And I had a very successful last weekend of September with 4 great gigs. Starting with a gig part of my back to school tour at the Hamilton Paulson's Elementary School Fun One. This is my second year of disc jockeying for their Fun One. It was indeed, pun the pun, a fun event. I do the other fun ones for Amanda Moore and Indian Hills. All the kids do is just run around in circles for 15 minutes. Well, Hamilton Paulson's does that, but also, like when they're walking, they say, okay, now run like a crab now, or hop like a bunny, have different things besides just running in circles like the other schools. And they also have a break for dance time for like hokey pokey, cha-cha-slide, and all that. So it was a great time on Friday morning. That was my Friday morning afternoon show. That was fun. Then Friday night, I did a splash bash to kick off my YOLO tour. Yes, you heard me right. I named the tour after the motto. Anyway, I kicked off the opening weekend of that tour after, like I said, hand Paul being part of Back to School, my Back to School tour, with a splash bash. Great show. The best splash bash in the last couple months. June and July were great. This is probably the biggest splash bash attendance in a long time. We had a great response. Great time. Gangnam Style is getting some momentum. Play Gangnam Style, pretty good reception at the Fun One and Splash Bash, as well as also playing it at Westview on Saturday. Saturday at Westview, also part of the YOLO kickoff, was amazing. We had like 500 people show up, man. We had probably our biggest crowd at Westview. So we went from our biggest crowd at the Splash Bash and our biggest crowd at Westview on Saturday as well after the Friday Splash Bash. So it was a great time at Westview on Saturday. Sunday was okay despite a piety contest. Attendance was slow but steady. But indeed, fun weekend. This weekend was great. 4 great shows, and I got 5 this upcoming weekend. 2 on Friday, the Fun One for Indian Hills, tailgate for the homecoming football game, my last tailgate of the season. Also a wedding on Saturday, Westview on Saturday, and also on Sunday. Now let's kick off with some movie news. Starting off with your number 1 movie for the weekend, it was, as we all feared, Hotel Transylvania. The animated movie making $44 million, probably the biggest gross of any movie in the month of September. The end of September with a $44 million gross for Hotel Transylvania. So there you go. I bet you Hotel Transylvania will be nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Movie. Speaking of Oscars, today the Academy Awards announced their host for the 2013 Academy Awards. Following last year with Billy Crystal, this year, the host of the 85th Annual Academy Awards is the director of a little movie called Ted, and the creator of Family Guy and American Dad. Yes, you heard me right. Seth McFarlane is hosting the Oscars this February. The man who made a big blip at the Emmys by forgetting what the hell the mic stand was is officially a host for the Emmys. Now, he's hosting the Writers Guild Award, and he mentioned in his press release about, of course, hosting roasts of Donald Trump and Charlie Sheen. With his statement, he says, it's truly an overwhelming privilege to be asked to host the Oscars. He calls it the most important phone call of his career. My thoughts upon hearing the news were, 1, I will do my utmost to live up to the high expectations and standards set forth by my predecessors. And 2, I hope they don't find out I hosted a Charlie Sheen roast. So, hopefully Seth won't pull any Murphy and leave this time. But anyway, Seth McFarlane has a good writing team. Seth should be very funny at the Oscars. He should do a decent job if the writers and the show will let him do whatever he wants. Although he should take notes from Ricky Gervais on what he can and cannot get away with. And he, of course, once again, need to remind you, he is the creator of Family Guy after all. So there you go. Seth McFarlane hosting the Oscars, which will take place on February the 24th or 23rd. One of those 2 days. February 24th. Yeah, February 24th. Seth MacFarlane hosting the Oscars. See how he does. Speaking of movies, movie news concerning the new James Bond movie, Skyfall, which will be, of course, coming out this November. There has been rumors of a certain female British singer to be singing the James Bond theme song. Well, the rumors are true. Following in the footsteps of many Bond girl / bands who performed the Bond theme song, following in the footsteps of Carly Simon, Paul McCartney and Rings, Duran Duran, Sheryl Crow, Garbage, Madonna. It's a huge list of people who's done the James Bond theme song. Add to that list now, after rumors now confirmed, Adele will be singing the James Bond theme song for this new movie, Skyfall, and the song will debut this Thursday. Now, according to a press release from Adele, the single will be released at 007 London time, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in America on Thursday. Adele released in a statement, "I was a little hesitant at first to be involved with the theme song for Skyfall. There's a lot of instant spotlight and pressure when it comes to a Bond song. But I fell in love with the script, and Paul, her co-writer, who of course co-wrote many of her songs on 21, including the winning Rolling the Deep, had some great ideas for the track, and it ended up being a bit of a no-brainer to do it in the end. It was also a lot of fun writing to a brief, something I've never done, which made it exciting. When we recorded the strings, it was one of the proudest moments in my life. I'll be back combing my hair when I'm 60, telling people I was a Bond girl back in the day. I'm sure." So, there you go. Adele singing the Bond theme song should be a decent song to hear Adele sing. This will be Adele's first new song since, of course, the big album 21 last year. So, no word on a new album or tour. Of course, she is pregnant after all. Plus, of course, she's on the cover of the most recent Rolling Stone. So, Adele's got a lot going on despite no album. But there you go. Adele being confirmed to do the James Bond theme song. Now, let's get on down with the rest of the music news, starting with more award show news. Mentioned the Oscars. How about some news on the ACMs and the CMAs? Starting with the ACMs. Although the ACMs won't take place till April, it's been announced that longtime host Reba McEntire will not be hosting the show next year, citing she wants to focus on her upcoming projects, including a new TV show. She is told exclusively Country Weekly, "I passed the torch to Blake," because Blake's been Reba's co-host for the last 2 years. Now Blake's the main host. And the ACMs released a statement about Reba leaving, saying that Reba's hosted the ACM a record 14 times since 1986. "We fully understand, support the decision to focus our energies on a new TV series. We've known about this for a while and have something very planned with Blake returning. He's got something up his sleeve. It'll be something big. Stay tuned." So, who knows what the big thing Blake's going to do now that he's the main host now. So, there you go. Reba leaves the ACMs while Blake's doing the main hosting. Now, on with news on the CMAs. Now, CMAs will take place, of course, in November, hosted by Carrie and Brad for the 5th year in a row. Or was it 6th? Lost track. Now, they announced the first set of performers, including Dierks Bentley, Little Big Town, yes, Kelly Clarkson, who is nominated for Yes, Female Vocalist, and Don't You Want to Stay duet partner, Jason Aldean. And that segues to some news that Jason Aldean made throughout the weekend. Now, unfortunately for Mr. Aldean, he didn't learn celebrity rule number 1. Do not take photos of yourself seductively on your cell phone. Someone will hack it and link it to the internet. Well, that's what happened to Jason Aldean over the weekend, as inappropriate behavior photos got leaked as he was seen in a bar with former American Idol contestant Brittany Kerr, and they appeared to kiss. After Jason apparently got drunk, that's what he said in an official statement, saying that he wanted to fess up himself without having the gossip pages get to him first. He released a statement saying that the truth is I screwed up, had too much to drink, and acted inappropriately at the bar. He noted that he did leave alone, he is married by the way, and added that ultimately I ended up embarrassing myself and my family. Of course, Jason's got his new album Night Train, so this is coming at an inopportune time for him. So, at least everyone's supporting Jason in his thing. But Jason, don't get drunk again, and he'll probably learn his lesson and keep his cell phone at home, so photos won't leak like this again. So there you go. Jason Aldean apologizes for his inappropriate behavior over the weekend. Now, on with some tour news on Mr. Justin Bieber. Yes, Mr. Bieber kicked off his Believe tour over the weekend with 2 shows, one in Arizona and one in Vegas. Now, his show in Arizona, he got so tired, he actually puked twice. According to several news reports and video on the internet, midway through swagging along to his song Out of Town Girl, and I've seen this by the way too, the singer turned his body from the crowd and vomited. Bieber eventually finished his show, but not before leaving the stage twice and apologizing to his fans. He tweeted after the show, "Milk was a bad choice, LOL." Getting better for the ball show, which was in Vegas, because he saw at the Saturday night show in Arizona, and the last night he did a show in Vegas with Usher cameoing and had a better show and didn't get sick again like he did, like I said, in Arizona. So there you go. Bieber had a sickly but successful opening weekend of his tour, Believe tour. Of course, heading on now to the Los Angeles area with 2 nights at the Staples Center. And of course, he'll be in the Detroit area in November. Of course, with opening act Carly Rae Jepsen. Now, on the wrestling news, before I get to my Raw preview, big news over the weekend about some divas leaving. Now, we've all heard by now that Beth Phoenix is apparently leaving by the end of the month. And I don't blame Beth. She hasn't been used that much lately, especially since her failed feud with Karma never happened. And who knows, maybe Beth may go to TNA if the lawsuit settles. But also over the week, we found out that Kelly's leaving too. I know a lot of people say hallelujah, because she wasn't the best wrestler. Let me say this. She's hot, but she couldn't wrestle for crap. You know, she was just an average but okay wrestler. And hopefully now the Divas Commission can get a little better now with Kelly out of the scene. Of course, she debuted back in 2006 as part of the bombing ECW. Of course, she would later become the Divas Champion last year and had some okay feuds. And like I said, she wasn't the best wrestler. She was just hot, but her wrestling ability echoed the rest of the Divas division. Besides Beth Phoenix, who was probably one of the best wrestlers. Now she's leaving. And isn't it weird that one of the best Divas wrestlers, probably one of the few good wrestling divas, Beth Phoenix is leaving, yet the worst wrestler of all the divas, Kelly's leaving too. So it's kind of a odd balance, but there you go. Kelly's leaving. And she did release a statement saying that she left on good terms, and she's had a great time, and sad to say goodbye, but had to move on. So that's that. Now, indeed, on to my Raw preview for tonight. The top 4 questions that must be answered tonight. Starting with question number 4, where we'll go down and yes, a World title debate. Now, this past Friday at SmackDown, of all fucking people, the Big Show is the new #1 contender. And he'll be taking on Sheamus at Hell in a Cell, assumingly in that match. And in my mind, it's going to be the worst fucking match in the world. Big Show can't wrestle for shit. Sheamus is okay at best. And this match will be fucking boring. I mean, boring as shit. Even if it is Hell in a Cell. Big Show and Sheamus is going to... Sheamus and Big Show will be worse than Brock Lesnar and Triple H. I'm sorry. But this match will be boring because Big Show can't carry a match anymore. But they're trying to make it exciting by having a fucking debate tonight. Yes, you heard me right. Sheamus and Big Show is going to have a debate. That'll probably end with some sort of broad altercation. Which means Booker T will be there. Of course, the SmackDown general manager. So there you go. Debate tonight between Sheamus and Big Show of all goddamn people to get the title shot. Stupid. You know, I know Alberto's out, but no one's left. Like, they can't put Cody in there. They're waiting to put Dolph Ziggler in the spot to cash in Money in the Bank. So, Big Show's back. Came back on Monday, knocking out everybody. Now he gets the title shot? Bullshit. Now, question number 2. Not 2. 3. What will happen in the tag team title tournament? Now, there's apparently a tag team tournament to determine the new #1 contenders for the newly crowned team Hell No, who were, of course, attacked last week by Rhodes Scholars, of course, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Now, I know they started the tournament on SmackDown. I don't know who won the first match on there. I'm hearing, I think, Primetime Players are wrestling tonight against Kofi and R-Truth again. So, we'll see who advances in the tag team tournament and who will be the first number one contenders for the new champs. Hell no. Kane and, of course, Daniel Bryan. Question number 2. Will any matches be announced for Hell in a Cell besides the World title? Well, the WWE title for one, which I'll address in question number 1. So, probably going to find out more matches maybe tonight. We'll see what happens with adding more matches. Question number 1. What will go down between CM Punk and maybe Ryback? Now, we saw at the end of Raw last week, CM Punk attacking Mick Foley backstage after his match. Not his match, his segment with John Cena, who's of course injured. Now, he ran backstage, like I said, attacked Mick Foley, and here comes Ryback. Now, I heard they didn't show this segment to the crowd. I heard it's because they just wanted to see what would happen. So, we'll see what happens with Ryback and Punk. And, of course, the biggest question is, who's going to face Punk in Hell in a Cell? Will Cena be healthy enough to face Punk at Hell in a Cell? Or will Ryback? We just don't know that. But we'll find out more answers. Hopefully, no more questions than answers tonight on Raw at 8/7 Central on USA Network. That is it for my Atakline for today. See y'all later for my Raw review. Then you've all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Yeah.